Y'all, you need to run, don't walk to Steppenwolf Theater because critically acclaimed drag queen, visual artist, speaker, illustrator, author, and winner of RuPaul Drag Race Season 9, Sasha Velour is coming there this weekend, the 1st through the 3rd, for a special show. And joining us right now is none other than Sasha Velour. Sasha, welcome now to Chicago.
Hey, Scott. Hi, Ellen.
Hi.
Thanks for that glowing introduction.
Girl,
Of course,
look,
you
here's the
deserve it.
thing. I have a problem with bursting into tears.
I gotta try and keep it under
whenever I
control.
talk to somebody who I just absolutely adore. One might say I'm so emotional, but I am so thrilled to be speaking with you. You are one of the most brilliant. I was saying this earlier. I was comparing you to Beck earlier in the show. You are an artist, and you are doing exactly what you are supposed to be doing, and I thank you for that.
Thank you so much. I needed that encouragement on this fine day. So thank you for that.
Well, here's the
deserved.
thing. Like, for folks out there, who might not know, how did you get your start in drag?
The most roundabout way imaginable. I was literally laying out books for a comic book publishing company, and I just could not stop dreaming of drag numbers on my commute to work. And eventually I started entering little competitions around the city. I really got my foot in the door by publishing a magazine all about drag artists that I loved, connecting drag artists with illustrators, and then that magazine launched a party, and then that kicked off my drag career, and I ended up auditioning for Drag Race, and the rest, I guess, is history, because it's 10 years ago now.
Oh my gosh, I
Follows
can't
your
even
heart.
believe that. Look, I saw you in the Smoke and Mirrors tour when you came through Chicago at the Vic a couple years ago.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun.
It was so much fun, Sasha Velour. It was amazing. Again, this just kind of reinforces, like, you are an artist to the core. You are trained as an illustrator. You've got this beautiful aesthetic with your drag. I'm doing a terrible job explaining it, but how would you describe a Sasha Velour show?
People tell me that they are really visually exciting, and I love that part. I like to say, I don't have the comedic or dancing or singing background of some of my peers, so I like to make the whole stage gorgeous as a way of communicating what maybe my body or my voice can't do. But I'm learning to dance. I'm learning to sing. I'm learning to be funny. And I think drag really is an art form.
Oh, 100%.
It hits on so many different levels. The visual, the storytelling, the political matter is there, but it's also really fun and escapist. And our main goal is always to entertain and to move the audience. So to me, it's just the perfect art form. And I'm just trying to do my best job at creating the excellent drag that people can love. I'm a reveal queen.
Yes.
I got known for my rose petal reveal, stuffing, hundreds of rose petals under my wig.
Yes, I
Scott
have
was
no idea
telling
what you're
me
talking
all about
Oh
it
my God.
before the show, Sasha. I was just picturing it. It just sounds phenomenal.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you have to imagine how nerve-wracking that was, having never officially tried it.
How did you?
When you come see my show, you can trust it's very well rehearsed.
I'm sure it is.
Although sometimes inspiration comes from the most wild places.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I mean, rose petals falling from your head. First of all, I am a sweaty woman. How did they not just stick to your head?
They do. They absolutely do. They always do. I do a tribute to that in this show, coming to Steppenwolf,
which is
with
the big
some
reveal.
confetti. It's the big reveal, and there are many. It lives up to its name. Many different kinds of reveals, not just wig reveals. There's every single kind I could think of.
Oh.
And I always say the best reveals, they don't just surprise you, but they have to create an emotional experience and kind of make sense.
Yeah.
So you're in a different emotional place on the other side of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like even the stupidest reveals in this show, one spoiler, because it's already been shared all over the internet, is I start the show by revealing out of an armchair in a living room.
Yes.
And it's such a stupid idea, so silly, but ultimately, I feel like it's still kind of moving because it's like a story about this armchair that just wants to have a little bit more freedom and mobility in its life. It wants to do the sitting sometimes as well as being sat on.
Right.
So as stupid as that is, there's heart. There's so much heart in everything I do, for better or for worse.
Oh, there 100% is. Are you? So the at least with the Smoke and Mirrors tour, the soundtrack is just incredible. The images are completely wackadoodle. Do you do all of your illustration? Do you do all of your projections, or how is that working these days?
Yeah, I get to work with lots of different people to like help make the vision as exciting as possible. I work with great costume designers like Diego Montoya, who has an Emmy for his costume design, and I worked with some video artists like Vander Van Odd, who's another incredible drag performer, Sweaty Eddie, both drag performers who do their own video work and animation. But the original idea and the final edit, I always do myself just because I love it so much. I sketch out every costume, I sketch out the stage picture, make a plan, I choose all the music. Smoke and Mirrors was really my tribute to the divas. My last show had like Barbra Streisand and Annie Lennox and Shirley Bassey. This show has Stevie Wonder and Deep Purple and some John Coltrane. Like I've wanted to push the limits of what a drag lip sync can be set to.
Well, yeah, and because everything, as you were saying, like with each big reveal, you end up in a different emotional place. You are constantly evolving as like an artist and evolving the art of drag. Look, everybody out there, you need to get tickets to go see this incredible performer, because it's also when you do have those moments to connect with the audience in between numbers, or you're a really wonderful storyteller, and
thank you.
Yes, my heart is full.
It's full. Sasha, was there ever a moment that you can think of when in your drag career that felt like a personal, like a turning point for you? Was there one specific moment?
There's been quite a few, I guess. Maybe that's lucky, or I'm just a person who's always seeing the revolution happening around me. But certainly winning RuPaul's Drag Race was a big, oh my God, what is happening moment in my life.
For sure.
And then I think getting to come back from COVID, where I did not work for 2 years. Thankfully, I was writing a book during that time.
Good timing.
But I really wasn't sure if I would get to do stage performances again.
Yeah.
And to get to do, this is my second tour. It is even bigger than the first. We're doing like almost 100 performances in like 13 plus countries of this tour now.
Wow.
And just to be able to keep doing what I love, like, every single time I get to do another performance of this show, my own work, self-produced and taken all over the world, I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing.
You're grateful. You're grateful.
Who knows how long these things will last?
Well,
How long these things will last. So I throw myself fully into it every time.
Well, it shows. And also, you have a little bit of history here in Illinois. You lived in Urbana, I understand, for a while. How did that experience shape you?
Oh, so much. My house was right at the edge of town, and I would walk through the cornfields pretending it was a runway. I always imagined I was living an alternate life there, as much as I loved it.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of opportunities for theater in a small town like Urbana, Champaign-Urbana. And so I got to do theater even though I didn't necessarily have the gift or didn't imagine myself pursuing it as professionally as I've ended up doing. So I have to thank the good people of Champaign-Urbana for teaching me so much that I know about making art.
Did you come to Chicago as a young person ever? Did you come up to see?
Yeah, I came up to see plays. I came to Steppenwolf twice and got to see shows there. And it was like, the highest level of art that I had ever seen.
Wow.
So to get to bring my silly drag show there is a wild experience.
Oh, it's a full circle dream come true.
Yeah,
I love
and
it.
it is not a silly drag
Exactly.
show. It is not a silly drag show. It is a joyful experience. That is what I'm saying.
It can be both.
It can be both. Both are true.
We want the full range.
But they're true, but I'm just saying, like, it really is just, it is
Thank you.
wonderful and fantastic. So your time in Urbana, Champaign-Urbana, do you think that helped you when you were on We're Here on HBO, having that small town experience?
Yes, so much. I always stuck out like a sore thumb, even though I'm from a small town. And so getting to find, there's people like that all over the world.
Yeah.
People who live in small towns who, people look askance at them, but they live there and they belong there and they want to have community and belonging. And so I think it was interesting to experience that and to see how it, because I left when I was a teenager because I felt like I couldn't belong.
Right.
So to get to really say, no, we should, queer people who want to live big, outlandish lives and be loud about politics and who we are, we should be able to exist anywhere. And that there are people like us everywhere, so there's no reason we have to go running.
Yeah.
It was really emotional.
That is a really special show, and just for I think for folks, especially who live in smaller communities, to see the kind of impact, just the joy and living in your true self. It's got to be heartening to be a part of that.
It was heartening to connect with the people like us, and it was frightening to see how much hatred and misinformation there is about queer and trans people. And I think there's this feeling, especially when you go to Tennessee and Oklahoma or even rural Illinois, that it's getting worse in some ways. And so I feel like, that's why it's so important to see queer people taking part in art and coming to theater and being on television and shows like RuPaul's Drag Race still existing. It's like we need to share the truth and the goodness of our community and the kind of work we create now more than ever.
Yeah, and that is what you certainly do. And look, you do everything. That's you're a drag queen, visual artist,
graphic design,
you're an illustrator. You're an author of The Big Reveal, an illustrated manifesto of drag. So was the book? And was that just kind of like the next logical step in your artistic journey, or was it clearly like, oh, it's COVID, I gotta write, I'm doing something,
I started it before.
Okay.
Well, I really wanted to write. Like a drag queen's history of the art form because we don't know these stories very well, where we come from, the fact that this is an ancient art form that has been around forever. But I think people wanted my memoir, so I decided to write both of them combined. And I found actually writing the history of drag kind of through the window of me learning about it as a young person, desperate to find where I belonged in the world. That was like the best story I could have created. And it definitely inspired this show, and probably more to come.
Did you? It was really fun. Yeah, what surprised you the most when you were writing the book? Because it's such a different medium, I mean, it's very intimate.
Yeah. Writing is hard. Everyone who is a writer out there, it's very hard to put together thoughts. I love getting to put together visuals because you can kind of say so much at one moment. You really have to put it in order when you're writing it. I don't know that I have a linear mind at all, but as you can see from reading the book. But I was really shocked because I dug into some home video of myself that my dad pulled out the camera every Hanukkah and filmed me for a week. And just from those moments, I have this archive of what a queer little kid I was before I knew what that was or had seen anyone like me. And that was the ultimate. I had not remembered it to that degree. Sure. And that was the ultimate proof that this really is natural. And right at the height of the fears around exposing young people to drag, like heaven forbid, I realized I was a young kid who was doing drag and would have loved to see that was a thing that adults take part in too.
Yeah.
I would have made so much more sense to myself and to my family and to the people around me if I had known drag existed.
Sure.
So.
Oh, I know, but also
that was really powerful.
But then also the journey that you've been on since then too. Like you're such an inspiration. Just from an artistic point of view, just watching what you do is just phenomenal. I cannot wait to get to Steppenwolf this weekend to see the big reveal show. I'm gonna be there on Friday. I got my tickets.
Yay!
I am so ready to go.
I'm going to be out of town, or I would be there too.
Goosebumps
Sasha.
just even thinking about it right now. I'm holding up to the camera so people can see. Said goosebumps. I'm very excited and very grateful that you took time out today to speak with us, Sasha Velour. Because people are going to buy all the tickets at steppenwolf.org. How can people follow you on social media and bask more in the glamour and intrigue that is Sasha Velour?
It's at Sasha Velour on Instagram and SashaVelour.com, my website. You can sign up for my newsletter. I only send it out a couple times a year, but it has all the important information. Lots more shows coming this fall, and then a brand new tour that's going to start next year. So lots to keep an eye out for.
Fantastic.
So excited. Oh my gosh. All right, Sasha Velour, drag queen extraordinaire. Thank you so much for joining us today, and break all the legs. We'll see you on this weekend.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Ellen. Thanks for having me in a great convo.
Great to have you,
Much love
Sasha.
to you guys and
Same.
your audience. Bye.
Back at you. Thank
Bye.
you.